What's up, YouTube? Mike here from Team Hadoken to give you my regional report. I went to my first regionals today, this past weekend actually, and I took my Elemental Hero deck, which has changed quite a bit since the last time. It was my first regional ever. I ended up getting 37th place, getting top 48, so I did actually get my invite to Nats. And yeah, I'd like to just give you guys a look. So, for the monsters, I played the 1 Stratos, 3 Alias, 3 Bubble Man, just like before, but now I'm running 2 Photon Thrashers. This guy opens up a lot of Exceeds, he baits out Bottomless. Overall, this card was definitely really good for me this weekend. I'm definitely not changing him. On to the spells. I play 3 Miracle Fusion, 2 Eco, just 1 Super Poly in the main. Certain decks only run one kind of theme. Like, for example, if I verse Gadgets, I only have 1 Gaia, and then the second Super Poly's dead. So I only decide to run 1. 3 Spark, 3 is necessary. Running 2 is like running 0. You just don't draw them. Then, Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Rhoda, and Book for your limited overpowered spell cards. 2 Pot of Duality, and 2 MST in the main deck. And that was spells. 9 monsters, 18 spells. Now for traps. 1 Solemn Warning, 2 Bottomless. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me for not running these before, but Bottomless put in so much work today. It was insane. Or the weekend, I keep saying today. But yeah, 2 Torrentials, 2 Compulse, 2 Deep Prison, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Hero Blast, and 2 Starlight Roads. This was basically just to draw it quicker so I can set everything and feel safe. Also, I'm not running Solemn Judgment anymore because I think it's too costly in this format. Because if I were to Solemn Judgment a Mermail monster and then them not care and just drop another, it'd be pointless. Also, if I were to lose Game 1 and then open Solemn Judgment Game 2, chances aren't looking very well that I'll win. So, I'll just try and play it smart. That was the main deck, so on to the extra deck. 2 Shinings, 2 Zeros, 1 Nova Master, 1 Escarado, and 1 Gaia. No Great Tornado at all. There is not a single deck out there that is meta that is dropping wind monsters currently for me to Super Poly. I went in with no Great Tornado, and not once did I ever had to make it in the tournament. Currently in this meta, he is absolutely unnecessary. This will change when the Harpies support comes out. So then, with 1 Starlight Road, I'm only running 1 Stardust Dragon. 2 is basically just to get to it quicker. Also, it's a really easy side-out card. Now for Exceeds. 1 Blade Armor Ninja, 1 Excalibur, 1 Cowboy, 1 Black Ship of Corn, 1 Maestro, 1 Utopia, and 1 Shockmaster. So I did put in a lot more Exceeds, and I dropped 1 Blade Armor Ninja as much as I didn't want to, but this card is actually, I wasn't running this at all. This card I probably exceeded into more than Maestro, more than Cowboy, which, yeah, I didn't think I'd need this card, but it put in so much work. As for the side deck, I played 2 Thunder Kings. This card, I hardly even sided this in, but I definitely should have sided it in more than I did. I thought this card didn't hurt Mermails as bad as I would expect it to, but turns out it does. I talked to a bunch of Mermail players, including Eli, who happened to get 2nd place. 2 Snowman Eaters. This put in a lot of work against Dino Rabbits and Karakuris. 2 Fossil Dyna. I sided this in against Karakuris. It easily won me Game 2, and it could have won me Game 3, but I made the biggest misplay ever, which I will explain later. But, yeah, Fossil Dyna is my out to Sheehan and Beast and stuff like that. 1 Soul Taker to put in against the Mermails, because Abyss Gaios can be very threatening. 2 Super Polys just against lockdown decks. I ended up playing against Herald of Perfection, and I sided both of these in and just couldn't get to them. Yeah, that deck destroyed me, actually. 2 Soul Drains, sided it in once, never drew it. 2 Skill Drains, sided this in so much, and it was probably the 2nd best side deck card, next to 2 Macro Cosmos. Everyone was telling me, you're nuts for siding this in Heroes. Literally, just side out 1 of your Miracle Fusions, and it's like nothing goes wrong. I played perfectly fine. I did not lose to a single Chaos deck because of this card. So, yep, that was my deck profile. Oh, well, also played these because these are freaking pro. Goku, Kaioken, and Cool Guy that came in my deck box. So, yeah. Overall, the tournament was really fun. I liked the experience. It was just a great time. Met a lot of people. Mkohl40 was there. Billy Brake was there. Just lots of awesome players. So, for my matchups, round 1, I played against Chaos Agents. It's actually the other deck that I run because I did build it. And game 1, I OTK'd him pretty quickly. Game 2, I put him to 2800. He makes a Venus play with Birdman. And he just puts himself at 800, summons Stardust and Gotchi, and then passes his turn. I draw Stratos, just summon him, set my cards, special bowman, make Cowboy for game. He was so pissed off. So I beat him. Round 2, I ended up playing against Eli, who took 2nd place in the regional with Mermails, and yeah, he killed me. I couldn't do a thing. Mermails, it's still my hardest matchup. I side in Super Polys all the time, Macros, Soul Drain, no matter what I do, they've got the play around it. If I put in Skill Drains, they've got the Megalo. If I put in Macros, they've got Diva plays. If I put in both, they've got Heavy Storm. You just lose to that deck. Round 3, I ended up playing against Chaos Dragons. Guy's name was Edward. He beat me game 1, which really had me afraid, but siding in Macro and Skill Drain just destroyed Chaos Dragons real easily. Ended up just taking them out. Round 4, I went on to verse another Chaos Agent deck, and I 2-0'd them pretty quickly. Agents is not a very hard matchup because you run so much back row, and they're easy to side against too. Round 5, I ended up playing against... I know I lost this round for sure. Oh yeah, this was the Herald of Perfection deck. That deck does not let you play Yu-Gi-Oh! I promise you. It's just I can do anything, and he'll just be like, negate. Yeah, it's over. The fact that he opened up Heavy Storm both games didn't make it a lot easier. Yep, so at that point I was 3-2, moving on to round 6 to play against Medolches. They are just as broken as Gadgets with Ultimate Offering. Game 1, he opened Mageline with the Ticket, the Chateau, and the Ultimate Offering, and he just went nuts. No matter what I did, the cards would go to his hand instead. He just summoned them again. He took me out game 1. Game 2, after some siding, I played a control game and just beat him real quickly with littler monsters like Alias just beating him down. After that, it was round 8, I believe. Yeah. No, round 7. I played against Karakuri, just pure Karakuris. Biggest misplay I've ever done in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't know you can activate trap cards under Decree. They will be negated, but you still can activate them. So game 1, he beats me. It was really close. We were both under 1,000. Game 2, I set in Fossil Dyna, and that really crippled him. I beat him. It wasn't that close. I still had around 6,000. Game 3, he opens up like the Karakuri spam loop. He ends up with 2 Beretos, a Beret, and Naturia Beast on his field. He sets 1 and says go. I'm like, oh my god. I draw. It was Fossil Dyna. I'm like, yes. Set it. I acted like it was nothing. I shuffled my hand around. I was like, what are you supposed to do against that? I just set 2 cards being MST bottomless, ended my turn. He goes end phase Decree. I was like, oh jeez. I mean, I played it off because I have Fossil Dyna. I'm like, yes, I'm just going to wipe this guy's field. So he draws for his turn, and he knew it was Fossil Dyna. He plays Emergency Teleport. He brings out Psychic Commander, synchros his Naturia Beast with the Psychic Commander, and brings out Scrap Dragon. Now, what I wanted to do was activate Bottomless with Decree on the field, chain MST, destroy the Decree, and then Bottomless Scrap Dragon. He would be forced to end his turn at that point. He only had like 1 card in hand after that. I had Thunder King, Reborn, and actually nothing else because, yeah, just nothing else. It might have been another Dyna or something. But what I did was I activated MST first, and then chain bottomless, which I don't know, I wasn't thinking. I was in a rush, and then bottomless just fizzles under decree. MSD hits it. He just sets the one card in his hand, pops my Dyna, and just gets me for game right there. So I lost that one, and that was my last loss. So that I was 4-3, and I was just doubting myself. I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna get my invite. So I move on to round 8. I end up playing against Chaos Dragons, against a friend of mine that I know from Collectible Investments. It's one of my locals. He beats me game 1. Again, Chaos Dragons just took me out game 1. Side in the macros, the skill drains, and they just can't beat you at that point. So I was 5-3. This last match decided everything, and I had really high tiebreakers actually, because the agent player I lost, the Herald of Perfection player, he ended up topping. The Mermail player I lost to got 2nd place, and the Karakuri player got 14th. So my tiebreakers were really good at that point. So last round I versed Rockstun, and I 2-0'd him real quickly. Waited for the list. It hits. The list comes up, and I'm at 37th place. First regional, got my invite. I had a lot of support from everyone. A lot of good compliments saying it was awesome that you got your invite on your first regional. Did a lot of trading. I got a playset of Thunder Seahorses now. I'm planning on making a really stupid Watt deck. Traded with Mkohl40, which is actually where I got my Ghost Excalibur from. And yeah, overall, it was just a really fun day, really good experience, and I recommend everyone just goes and tries out a regional one day. And for anyone going to Nats, I'll see you there, and good luck. This is Mike from Team Hadoken signing out.